Hey everybody, welcome to What About the Game. Today I'm going to be talking about Metal Slug 3 on the Nintendo Switch. For those not initiated in the Metal Slug universe, it's a series of highly polished run-and-gun shooters from SNK. With Hamster on hand, this is one of many classic Neo Geo games to hit the Nintendo Switch eShop. It's a very simple gameplay concept: kill all the enemies as you make your way to the end of each stage. For this Switch version, you shoot with Y, throw grenades with B, and jump with X. Personally, even though it's trying to mirror the original arcade machine, my platforming reflex memory just can't accept the default controls. But with a quick swap of the B and X buttons, everything's grand. You can choose between one of 4 characters, not that they offer anything different between themselves, and you follow an absolutely bonkers storyline. You wouldn't truly understand the story without reading up on it, however, as the game offers very little in explanation, but that's okay. The visual storytelling is bizarre enough for you to enjoy as you fight your way through. What you will notice is that Metal Slug is just dripping with comedy, with character reactions and random things popping up in stages. It's incredibly contradicting to the blood and violence of the gameplay, but it's glorious nonetheless. As a series staple, there are a handful of vehicles to commandeer, from standard things like mechs or helicopters. Metal Slug's wacky side is highly pronounced when you ride elephants and ostriches with machine guns strapped to them. Vehicles give you a lot more firepower and allow you to take a few more hits, so they're well worth using. They are a little awkward though. Aiming their weapon is really unorthodox, as the machine guns rotate to the position that you're walking. But walking and aiming don't go hand in hand, and so you end up constantly having to readjust yourself. A new addition from previous games is that this one has branching routes, plenty of them too. While they both end up leading to the same place, it's nice having alternative paths to follow. Some of them can be quite lengthy as well. After playing through the hour or so campaign once or twice, however, you do end up constantly picking your favourite path every time, so its significance does begin to wane after a short time. What may be an issue for some is the length. As said, it's a pretty short experience even with the alternative routes. While welcome, they don't offer much in terms of adding time to the game. It's an arcade game, which is to be expected. You go for the high scores more than anything, and I think that because of its nature, it's actually a rather large game. There aren't many arcade games that offer this much gameplay. In fact, on the laugh out loud epic final mission, I often thought to myself, how has this not ended yet? It's all sounding rather swell and good apart from the length, and it is. There's just one other problem that may grate on you after not so long. Metal Slug 3 is an absolute coin guzzler. It's one hit, one kill, and on the default setting of level 4, enemies overwhelm you like nobody's business. You'll die constantly. While you can continue as many times as you please in this port, it's still disheartening to fail your way through the game, and results in a rather unsatisfactory feeling. Thankfully, among the many options Hamster have implemented, is the ability to change the difficulty and give you as many lives as you want. While you may consider this the easy way out, trust me, the game is far more enjoyable this way, as it still offers a fair challenge on level 1 difficulty. While Metal Slug 3 is a solid single player game, there is of course 2-player co-op action, and this is where the game really shines. Blasting through the game, which you will with double the firepower, is a lot of fun as you laugh and awe at what the game presents to you. It's a highly recommended multiplayer game. I've mentioned it many times already, but Hamster have really done a stellar job with giving the players options. You can customize your experience as much as you like. You're not restricted within the harsh boundaries of the original arcade game, and it's great. Aside from the options, there's also a couple of extra modes. The first is the high score mode, which you only have 1 credit to get the highest score possible. The second is the oddly named Caravan mode, which gives you 5 minutes to rack up as many points as you can. Something that kind of concerned me was that the game didn't seem to save my high scores, which I would have thought would have displayed on the right hand side of the screen. I don't know if I'm missing something or the game is. Now let's talk about the looks, because Metal Slug 3 is an absolutely gorgeous game. Right from the almost steampunk Miyazaki art style to the lovingly generous animation of the sprites, it's just a timeless look. While it's not the most colourful game in the world, it doesn't need to be. It's just there to be admired. While it was released well into the 3D era, I can imagine Metal Slug would have turned heads even at that time for 2D sprites. Usually when reviewing a game, I need to specifically pay attention to the soundtrack in order to form an opinion on it. It's very easy for a game's musical accompaniment to pass you by unnoticed. But Metal Slug 3's soundtrack, however, hits you in the face so hard with its awesomeness that it's just completely impossible to ignore. When you talk about greatest soundtracks ever, I've never even seen Metal Slug 3 mentioned, but now I'm puzzled as to why. Because it's truly a momentous force of musical prowess. Overall, Metal Slug 3 is an excellent port of a classic arcade game. Not only is it one of the best looking 2D games ever, it also plays like it and sounds like it. Sadly, as a game wanting as much money from you as possible, the default settings can make it frustrating rather than enjoyable. Thanks to Hamster's conversion, however, you can customize the game as much as you like to make it a better home console experience. Either having fun playing with your friends or on your own, Metal Slug 3 is an excellent option. Okay guys, if you've enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe, that will really help me out. You can read the full review of Metal Slug 3 at whataboutthegame.com, and you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter if you want to. All the links are below. Thanks guys, bye bye.